Hello, my name is Iolani Haleski with St. Johns County Parks and Recreation. I'm standing with you at Canopy Shores Park, one of our FCT parks that's funded through Forever Florida funds. And I want to take you down the trail a little bit and show you a little bit about this area. So, a little bit of a virtual tour of our Canopy Shores. As you see, it's got a beautiful canopy of oak trees. Lots of different species that are, as you walk through this area. A lot of things are blooming right now because it's springtime and we're starting to see all kinds of different new growth that's coming up. Like for a good example, we have a certain type of holly called Ilex vomitorius that's right here. It's actually being known for being a very potent green tea. Actually, I just learned something about the Ilex vomitorius is during the tea trade, they actually had it was part of an ongoing effort to crash the market for green tea. So they changed the name and made sure that vomitorius was in that name to make it to where this was not as acceptable as a green tea, even though 30% better antioxidants and higher levels of caffeine. It was known to be in the black drink with the Muskogee Creek in the Seminole Nation, and fasting large amounts and drinking large amounts of this tea can make your stomach feel upset, and would, of course, too much of it would make you want to vomit. So that's where the name came from. But the use of the name, there was a couple other names it was actually called, but the use of the name was meant as a propaganda to crash the market and to encourage the tea trade. I thought that was interesting. But Florida's got tons of little history, things like that. If you start to look into the background a little bit, you'll start to find lots of really interesting information. So, but that's one little piece. This area has lots of little oyster cells along the sides, which shows that it had mittens. They're actually little places where the oysters were gathered by the native people in the second St. John's period, which is somewhere between 900 and I believe it's 1200 years ago, where they would actually gather the oysters up and bring them up into the highlands and use the oysters for various things. So this area shows some of those shell mittens. There's also a lot of different evidence in other parts of this area, which is St. Augustine South in the Shores, where it shows that the natives' villages were all over here. Menorcans as well, so they were in this area as well. I'm gonna stop here on this bridge and just kind of let you see a pan view of the area that I'm around. It's a really beautiful area, and you can probably hear the birds. There's one specific bird that's I'm not sure if that's an alarm or not, but it's very high and piercing, repetitive. I can't see him. Of course, you can hear the man-made sounds in the background of lawnmowers and leaf blowers and things like that. It seems like I can't really get away from that these days. But that doesn't stop us from enjoying the area and seeing what places like Canopy Shores has to offer. It is over 30 acres of a natural area, and it does slope down into the Matanzas River. It has a 1.7, I think it's no, I'm sorry, 0.75 miles. So it's not quite a mile trail. If you go all the way around and then go circling the parking lot like a figure eight, you'll almost make a mile. So I know a lot of folks for fitness want to come down here and utilize that. Also, there's 6 different fitness places or stops that you can make, just like the one that we're coming up on right now. This is one out of 6 different spots that you can run around and then come to these spots and do, like this one is sit-ups and crunches, and it has a little diagram. So go ahead and get outside, and I hope you enjoy a little bit of tips and a little bit of a virtual tour of Canopy Shores. And I hope you all stay safe out there. Have a good day.